We're going to get into our third game between Arulo and MoSiE. We have a nice TVZ here, or ZVT if you want to say that in that order. And we're going to throw ourselves right into game number 3. And it's a 1-1 so far. I'm guessing that. Well, the point is, I don't know anything about these replays, but my good colleagues in University Star League picked these out for me, and I'm guessing, well, it could be that an interesting matchup was only 2 games, of course. So, but I'm guessing that most of these, you know, you have to guess that it's 3 games, because it's a lot more fun when the matchup goes into 3, of course.
Yeah, of course, it's much more stressful for the players, and it's interesting to see that this psychological part in the play of the players as the series progresses.
Yeah, that's very true. Arulo handled that very well in game number 2. She seemed to stabilize quite a lot. She was a bit unstable in game number 1, missing out on a lot of things. In game number 2, she really picked that up, and MoSiE, on the other hand, missed a lot of workers behind his first push.
Yeah, I think the strategy that he went for was quite inferior in general. But we will see if he does a similar thing. At least he has been trying to go... well, he went mech for the first game, and in the second game he went for two quick factors with Tech Lab, so yeah. I would consider it, as a mech at the start at least, even though he got a lot of Marines later on.
Exactly, but, so it turned into mech bio since actually for the first push already it was quite a lot of mech bio, but it was basically trying to get into mech, but it didn't do enough damage to actually be able to really transfer into mech, though.
No, I mean, it killed 0 drones, so that says something about the successfulness of that attack.
Yes, unfortunately. I think it was a sexy attack, MoSiE. We love you. It was a beautiful attack. It just didn't kill enough drones. Sorry, man. Sorry. So we see fast expansion coming up for the Zerg player, and a fast expansion coming up for MoSiE. Was that a 14?
Yeah, 14 or 15 command centers.
Yeah.
So even before barracks, it's very, very greedy. So now he will definitely try to compensate for the amount of SCVs he had the first game.
Yeah, and this is a large map, so I really don't blame him either.
No, and the choke is quite small. You can, if you have a bunker in some nice SimCity, it will be quite easy to hold.
Exactly. And it takes long enough to kill the rocks to get in from the third. And yeah, there's rocks in the front as well, but with a bunker there in place, there's no actual way for the Zerg to really break down those rocks either.
No, not really. And you can always go back and forth with Marines if you have them in a bunker close by to chase off Lings trying to...
Yeah, exactly, get through there. But we're seeing an expansion, and the SCV of MoSiE is running around the Zerg base, just figuring around the gas timings as usual. I'm guessing we're going to see basically 2 Lings or something to scare him away from there. And there we have the drone transfer, just as usual, from Arulo. She likes to transfer a lot of drones. She actually, last time she transferred a lot more than that even.
Yeah, well, but it's good to have a couple of drones there if you face some sort of marine aggression, then you can chase them away.
Yeah, and that SCV is just actually waiting to die for some reason. He's waiting for these 2 Zerglings that are actually rallied to kill him. To pop out, and there they go. Run, SCV, run. You can do it. And there's 2 Zerglings coming from the natural swamp.
And actually, we have a quite early gas from MoSiE, even though he took his expansion quickly. So it's quite greedy in many ways, this build.
Yeah, it very much is. He took a very early expansion, and after that, he's going to be teching. He has his bunker, but 4 Zerglings aren't really going to be able to do anything, of course. But I'm guessing he's really counting for MoSiE not doing any type of early push, and I'm thinking for Arulo not to be able to do any type of early push, and I'm thinking he's thinking correctly, because Arulo really hasn't showed any type of early aggression in the first 2 games.
No, she has never done the first move in any of the games.
She likes her macro, and shown correctly, of course, if she gets to macro, she does that very well. We saw that in game number 2. When she managed to stop the push, she immediately took her 3rd, right after that her 4th, with just building enough units to stop any possible potential more pushes. But she knew that she was able to macro up very well. She went all the way up to Broodlords very quickly.
Yeah, so we have double gas here coming down at 6 minutes sharp, more or less.
Yes.
We will see what she will do with those.
Yeah, quite standard, as usual. And she's floating a whole bunch of minerals, actually.
Yeah, she could be put down her 3rd whenever she wants.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. But she threw down a lot of... threw down the spore crawlers here. That's that fear again of fear again of the Banshees, cloaked Banshees coming in, doing a lot of damage. And as we talked about earlier, not being a super pro player, you don't really know the exact timing for those, and it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yes, definitely. But also, I mean, she's doing this blind. She doesn't know of any of the gases. If any of the gases has been taken by MoSiE, so she will go in just now to see that one is taken.
Exactly, and the question is, how far is she gonna get? She's gonna see the factory, not having any type of add-on, and she's gonna get to see the reactor on that barracks. But so far, she hasn't even scouted the expansions. I'm thinking that she really hopes to get that Overlord all the way over there.
Yeah. Like in the first game, Arulo had some special position on her thing, so I like this one to the left. I don't know. I would rather have sent it to the natural third, but it's just chilling out there.
Strange. Yeah, she's hiding a link there for possible future scouting, I'm guessing. And she has link speed coming up now, mending her mistake last time when the link speed just started when the push was coming up the ramp. She figured out, ooh, no speed, that's bad.
Yeah, but then she very well handled the attack anyways.
Handled the attack very well anyway. She had a few roaches in the front, taking all of the siege tank fire while she went down to stop the push with her first try, and that did very well, actually. And our observer is pointing out that, yes, she has 50 drones already to the 32 of our Terran player, which is a very good number. And I'm thinking he's going to have to do something quite soon here, because if you let her macro for much longer, then it's going to be hard to break that Zerg player.
Yes, but still she could have taken the third much earlier, and she gets an oversaturation in the mineral line. So both her main, as we can see here in the main, they are going back and forth because it's oversaturated. Yeah,
there's a lot of drones in both those expansions, and for some reason she's not mining for a third gas. She didn't do that last time either. Is that an actual move? I don't really understand that. She should be mining from it because she has more than enough minerals.
Yeah, and it's even a drone chilling out which doesn't do anything. It's close to the glass. Maybe it's pondering, thinking if it's going to go there or not.
Exactly, but the point is you can't play perfect in Platinum, man. There's no reason to play perfect in... Well, there is reasons to play perfect in Platinum to get yourself into Diamond, of course, but you can't expect everyone to be perfect. And she's doing very good with her macro, actually, so far, so let's not blame her for that. And on the Terran side, though, at the same time, you see the metagame kicking in for the Terran player. Is finishing up his third orbital command. Just probably going to take his third now, and he's going to be able to saturate that and bunch that up with a lot of mules as well. So his macro is doing pretty well as well, even though he's down in workers. And he's got his +1/+1 coming up. He's got medivacs and
actually +2/+2 is going on.
Oh
so he already
God.
has +1/+1, right. And we are two medivacs heading out, one to the left and one to the right. So hopefully we will see like a little bit of this that I said in the last game, that you see the drop coming at the same time. That is very, very hard. We also saw Theowide do that a lot versus his Protoss opponent.
Yeah, exactly, and that worked out very well. With the one thing that Shoulder really could improve in his gameplay was to be able to take care of those drops. He really missed those, both on the minimaps, and in all of the games they took out a lot of enemies, and or they took out a lot of workers. Now we have the two dropships coming in, and it's going to just shift queue in those, I'm guessing. All of Arulo's forces are actually in third base, so they're going to be able to stop that.
So one in the main, and we'll see one in the third.
Yep.
But fortunately, there are no drones there, and there's a quick escape. And there's already a spine there, which can buy some time for the links to come back if they will come back.
Actually, yes. Now she loses a queen and a spine, but that's not really a big loss, actually. So it's not a hard. It's not. That was really not a too good attack, actually, from MoSiE. She moved all our workers away very quickly, and she had all of her forces in the third already, so they quickly took out those forces, and actually...
Yeah, 6 workers killed in total. So it's quite good from Arulo's scene.
Very much so, actually, quite good multitasking. And there's that one medivac hanging around with very little HP, but he manages to move away just before the queens get there. So he had the map sense to actually figure out to move that already. And there's a whole bunch of upgrades coming up for her as well. She's taking her third, of course, and saturated it. And MoSiE has taken his third. He's just behind. Now it's 100. As I say that, it goes 130 to 140 in supply. So the question is, well, he actually just rose to 115. Is the Terran player ahead? Because as a Zerg player, you will usually want to be ahead in supply, of course, at this point. And he's got what, 3-3 coming up for his bio.
Yeah, it's very good with the upgrades this game. But Arulo is also close to 2-2 there. 2 for the carapace kicks in, and I mean it's good not to have too much supply put into roaches, because I mean in this game she has mostly. Well, she has a couple of roaches, but mostly lings, so that's why the supply is a bit low. And we have to remember that she's floating quite a lot, so we will probably see a burst of maybe infestors here, because the pathogen glance has just, gone past the level where you can build the infestors without them popping out before the upgrade being finished. So she will have the plus the bonus that the pathogen glance give.
And we're seeing an absolute doom drop here from MoSiE, picking up everything into Medivacs, and she's gonna have to hurry with those infestors. She was just supply blocking and built 10 overlords, and she's not seeing that drop. She can't see the drop, and this there's one Medivac coming in, but that's going to be a little late, I think. I don't know if she has enough units to really stop this. Well, she does have a lot of roaches, and roaches are good against Marines, but there's a whole bunch of Marauders in there, and there's so many Medivacs.
Yeah, and the upgrades also. It's this is very hard.
It's still only a 2-2, but 2-2 is more than enough to take out all of those units. And these workers trying to get into the fight as well, they're going to die too.
Will pop out now. She has them. Maybe she can do some fungals immediately. And there comes into the fungals.
And she gets one fungal off.
Key fungal.
That's always something. I'm thinking she's going to get another very good fungal off.
Very important.
Yes, exactly. And with these queens, if she just gets a few transfuses off, she gets 1, 2, 3 nice transfuses. Well, she manages to do a bunch of damage, and these last links should be able to take this down. And MoSiE picks up his Marines and flies away. Now, she did lose a lot of supply, and most of all, a lot of workers trying to act as meat shields in those battles. She's down to 79 to his 142. MoSiE loses one of those medivacs to a Spore Crawler there, but he's doing very good. And yeah, look at her bank. 4,500 minerals to 1,800 gas. She's having a lot of a hard time staying in par with the macro here.
Yes, and she has to also hotkey all her hatches. Now she has a 4th as well.
Yeah, but there's so many more units coming in from MoSiE. His macro is really kicking in. She has 26 larvae hanging around. She really should build something with that. She has so much, and
unfortunately, the infestor.
The infestation pit, did she lose that?
Yeah, she lost it immediately, so she can only build low-tech units. And
but roaches would be at least something, because now she has really nothing to hold of these Marine Marauders off, and this is a huge, huge push. With those medivacs with so much energy as well, I really don't know what she's going to be able to do to stop this.
No, me neither. It's probably them here we will see.
Yeah, and MoSiE spreading his units like a king, like a boss. Also attacking the 3rd at the same time, and even though she has a lot of larvae there, there's no way she could actually make those into anything. Does she has any tech building? She's going down in supply so quickly, down to 25, 26, and this is a definite GG.
Yeah, there we have it.
There it is.
Good game. Well played.
Good game, well played. Well, that was unfortunate. She really, I'm thinking, if Arulo needs to learn to build workers, then if MoSiE needs to learn to build workers, then Arulo really needs to learn to attack.
Yeah, and well, yes.
She was very passive.
Build something.
Yes, at least scout what your opponent is doing, so that you can react a little earlier. Nice game though, and if she would have built. Gotten those infestors up just a little earlier, taken her 3rd a little earlier, possibly just get those infestors up a little earlier, she would have been able to handle that doom drop a lot better as well.
if she had the infestors, that would have failed completely.
Yeah, so that was a very close game, even nonetheless is the words I'm looking for. All right, we're going to take a short break, and the point is, my communications officer here has been telling me that there's a lot of people on the stream. asking for a prop dash game, so I'm thinking it would cost one of those.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it. I mean, we're sitting here on the sofa just chilling out, having a good time, drinking glögg, casting games, so why not? Why not?
Why not?
We're going to pop back in 4 or 5 minutes, give us enough time to set up a game. See.